Go.
All right, Corey Geiger, Neil Riddell, 34-31 loss to Central Florida. We knew Central Florida had a chance coming into this game, and they have a very good quarterback, and they showed us with 500 yards of total offense that they can do a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, so many different storylines. I mean, number one, I mean, nobody expects a Penn State defense to be ripped apart like that. I mean, it wasn't just the run, it wasn't just the pass, it was both. So I think they're really got kind of body slammed. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board with different schemes and figure that out because, I mean, this kid may have a chance to play in the NFL. Bortles, he was very good, but I don't think anybody expected. I think people thought Penn State could lose. I don't think they were expecting to be torched like that.
219 yards on the ground, too.
Yeah.
So to give up 507 yards of total offense, you don't expect that from Penn State, especially not against a Central Florida.
Especially how well the defense had played early.
Yeah.
I realized the level of competition was a step up today.
But Central Florida came in here, was not intimidated. They were at Ohio State last year. This is the kind of team that, hey, George O'Leary, we were kind of warned all week by Bill O'Brien and others that this was going to be a good game. Do you think that the fans expected Central Florida to come in and play like this, though?
I think a lot of people were nervous about the game. I think most people that I talked to thought it was going to be a decent game, but you just don't expect to lose these September games,
right.
Even though there's sanctions, even though there's scholarship reductions, you just don't. But I was interested in the crowd's response through the game. I thought they were really I thought they were really entertained. This was a really good game. I mean, this team's not going to a bowl game, and I think the people left here really, they weren't frustrated. I mean, they were disappointed.
Right.
But I think it was really, it was kind of a cool game.
And that's a staple for what we're going to see for several years,
Yeah.
which is part of a bigger story, that they're going to be entertaining. They're going to play a fun style even when they lose. Now, you wrote about the defense in your column, and clearly when you give up 500 yards of offense, that's the thing that you're going to point to as the single biggest problem. But this is a game. They scored 10 points in the first half. All the offensive players, and look, the offense doesn't get off scot-free here.
Right.
Fine, they put up 31 points. Fine, close to 400 yards of offense. But when you score 10 points in the first half, knowing you're playing a team that can score against you, there's certainly culpability on the offense here.
Oh, absolutely. And you're now, the third down percentage after being really good last year.
2 for 26, and there were 2 for 8 today. So that's
Right.
4 for 34 this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's like last in the country. Now, on the other hand, I mean, you know, you're at midfield, you're your own 45, you're down 7-0, and they go for it 4th and 2, and they have a freshman quarterback throw to a freshman tight end. You never would have seen that in the past. So you expect the unexpected. I think a lot of people who covered the team thought, you know, they'll probably lose a game or so that you might not expect, and they may win a game or so that you don't expect. And today was the loss that maybe people didn't expect.
That's a great point because I picked them to go 8-4. I think now they can beat Nebraska. That's a winnable game. You picked them to go 8-4. We kind of thought Indiana might be a dangerous
Maybe Michigan's
game.
not a slam dunk
true.
after today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But the bottom line is, again, we're going to see a lot of these kind of games, maybe not against this caliber of opponent, maybe against more Big Ten teams, but we're going to see a lot of these kind of games over the years. It's not going to be typical Penn State talent 1 through 85. They got to find a way to win these kind of games.
Yeah. You know, a couple of the bigger picture things, what are they going to do with their defense? Are they going to change some personnel in the secondary? The secondary really...
Do they have to? Can anybody in the Big Ten throw the ball?
Well, they didn't tackle well today. I think you're going to find, you know, people ran the ball against them. The other thing is, here's part of the problem. They didn't do a lot of hitting in the preseason.
Yeah.
It looked like it today because they did not tackle well, but they can't afford to lose guys. They have Hall hurt. They have Klein that came back. So this is all part of the bigger picture that Bill O'Brien has to put together.
And we know more about this Penn State team. The defense obviously wasn't as great as we thought maybe after the first couple weeks, but maybe the Central Florida team is better than everybody could have predicted.
Yeah, I didn't look at their whole schedule, but they may now have a chance to be undefeated.
They've got some tough games coming up, though. I think they have a pretty decent schedule. Then they're in that American Athletic Conference, which is the Big East or whatever, so they'll play some teams there. But certainly a surprising kind of game, but an entertaining game nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun game to watch. Again, we knew this was probably not going to be an undefeated team. So we'll see how they move on from here. They have Kent State this week. I would expect them to be able to regroup. I think the one, you know, when you talk about bigger picture issues, the crowd was into it today, and they clearly have had some issues filling the stadium. I think if they would have been able to win this game, that could have meant some carryover. Now I think you're going to see probably a lot of empty seats next week.
We're going a little long, but Allen Robinson, my goodness, I mean, the guy is just tremendous. If there's a better receiver in the country through 3 games, I haven't seen it. So
well, he drew 4 pass interference penalties today.
9 catches, 143 yards. I mean, this guy's just, it's remarkable. He's having a tremendous year.
Yeah, one more thing, when Penn State was kind of coming back, their defense made a stop. There was a kind of a key pass interference penalty, and a lot of people were upset by that. But I felt that Penn State got the vast majority of calls in this game. There were a lot of I thought the quarterback was in down here at the goal line. They ended up reviewing that and waving it off. So I don't know that the officiating I don't think that was a big factor.
All right, for Neil Riddell, I'm Corey Geiger. Thanks for tuning in.